Hi, I'm Tracy Faulkner from Lush Fabrics with your release for this week. I have 13 fabrics for you today. I'm going to start with the double brush polys, which are gorgeous prints. The first one is Wisdom in Green. Now, you've actually seen this before. I think it's in pink that we have it. It's really, really pretty. So double brush poly is a poly knit that has been brushed on both sides, which gives it a really beautiful softness. It is 180 GSM, so it's kind of like a t-shirt weight. It's not really heavy, it's not really light, but it has really great stretch and really great recovery on that stretch, so it's really good for all sorts of garments. So t-shirts, long or short sleeve, dress, cardigan, pants, leggings, skirts, bodysuits, you name it, all sorts can be done. So here is your horizontal stretch, vertical, and your drape. All right, let's have a look. If you're new to this sort of fabric base, and if you were to just scroll through our Lush Fabrics Australia group on Facebook, you'll see so much inspiration for double brush poly. Because it gets sewn up a lot, and some of our customers are so clever, they sew up some of the most amazing things. So having a look through there will really give you some great ideas on what you can do with it too. Okay, this one I matched with 1612, just for those darker areas there. It's not a perfect match, but there's so many different variations of green in here that's tricky anyway. All right, we've put it with Viridian Modal and Sand double brush poly for these light sections here, Sage double brush poly for these lighter sections here, and Dark Navy, because there is a bit of navy going through here as well. All right, Wisdom in Green. Beautiful colours for this time of year. All right, this next one is a print we've seen before, but not for a long time, so you might not remember. This is called Harmony, and this time it is in olive. Really pretty floral. So double brush poly is often white on the background, which is something to keep in mind if you're doing a cardigan or something with a high-low hem, somewhere where you might see the wrong side of the fabric. So there's your stretch and your drape. All right, this time I matched it up with 1624, and we put it with Winter Pear. This is a DTY for those light coloured leaves, and Rosette double brush poly for those flowers there, Olive French Terry for the background. That's really nice, I like that. Crimson double brush poly for those darker flowers. These are some lovely matches. And the Chintz Rose double brush poly as well. So Harmony and Olive. It has been a long time. I think we had this in a blue previously. All right, good old snake print. I never would have thought I would like a snake print to wear, but I've actually got two dresses at home made out of snake print, and I really quite like them. I think it's the variation in colour. I mean, the diamonds are cute, and I do love this colourway. So this is dark snake print, double brush poly still. There is your stretch and your drape. So this one I have put with thread 136, and we've matched it up with silver double brush poly and ivory double brush poly. And she's also put it with blue Arctic, and I don't think there's any of that colour in there. I think she must have just liked the way they look together. Okay, dark snake print. All right, another one that we've had in a different colorway previously. This is black squares. So we had this in navy for a while, and it's so classic and it looks really beautiful sewn up. It's lovely and soft, so we're still on double brush polys here. It's beautiful and soft, really nice to wear. Makes such a classic dress out of that print, I think. I saw someone made some palazzo pants out of the navy one and they looked gorgeous. All right, great stretch again. And your drape, obviously, we just went with a good old black thread for this one, which is number 4000. And we put it with the off-white rib knit, but it's basically a black and white print. You can go with heaps and heaps of colours. It's really beautiful, that one. All right, now navy chevrons. Let me show you this because it's got quite an intricate pattern in the chevrons. It's really pretty. All right, let's see. Open it up. There we go. Cute, huh? I like those. I've got, we did have a fabric very similar to this a while ago, and I actually made a pair of sachet shorts out of it and it looked really nice. Well, I thought it looked nice anyway. All right, there's your stretch. And your drape. So this one we put with 3356 and we matched it up with the navy midnight French cherry and the off-white faux cashmere for something a bit different. All right, navy chevron double brush poly. Next one, and I think the last double brushed for today, is what I'm wearing. I'm just going to adjust myself, sorry. This is Diamond Plaid in pink, double brush poly, and I have made a rival dress out of this one. I'm wearing it with the black oversized waffle cardigan, which I've been wearing for years now. This one, it's a half a cardigan, but the dress, it's quite short. But I'm wearing it with stockings, so hopefully that makes it okay. Let me take this off so you can see it properly. So it's quite fitted, but it's really comfortable with double brush poly. So, you know, there's so much stretch in this double brush poly that it's still quite comfortable to wear. And I've just put some panels down the side. I'm going to show you that colour shortly, what it is. So this dress is a really good example on how double brush poly works with a fitted garment, but it works equally as well for a garment that requires some drape. So it actually looks really good, I think, in the sort of garment that's got a fitted bodice and then a skirt that needs some drape. Sorry, I'll just dress myself again and then I'll show you cut of fabric. It's so pretty, these colours are so cute. Let's open that up so you can kind of have, I just already, you can't see enough of me to see how that drapes down as a skirt, but have a look through the Facebook group and you'll see a lot of examples. Okay, great stretch. Has to be great stretch because it's sitting pretty snugly on me. Okay, I'll get rid of that now. I put this one with 136 again, just for those greys, because I thought it was probably more grey than anything else. And then we matched it with Vintage Plum, double brush poly, and Ivory, double brush poly. And then the next thing I matched it with is our next fabric that's releasing today, which is this dark grey Ponte. So I've used that here and down the sides and on this bottom band here as well. So moving right into that one then. This Ponte is 77% poly, 18% rayon, 5% spandex, 220 GSM. I love Ponte for pants, jackets, skirts, like a kind of structured top is really nice. It's a really beautiful fabric to work with. So it's got some horizontal stretch there, not a lot going on vertically, and there's your drape. So you can see that it sits out that little bit more. And again, I put this with 136. Clearly I've got a lot of grey happening today because that's the third time I've used that thread. All right, so dark grey Ponte. Let's look at some French terry, and this one you have seen before. This is a restock. So if you remember the sage plaid French terry, it's really, really soft. It feels beautiful, this one. I love it. So it's smooth on the print side, and then it's got the loops on the wrong side there. This is 92% poly, 5 rayon, 3 spandex, about 210 GSM. It's got a good horizontal stretch. But the thing with these French terries is they don't really have much going on vertically. So you do need to account for that in your pattern. But gorgeous drape. Really nice for jumpers and cardigans. Dresses for winter is really nice too. Joggers, if you take into account the vertical stretch. It's lots of nice things you can do with this one. I just put it with thread 1000 because that was probably the closest match that I had. And then I put it with the white double brush poly. And what is this one? Rainforest double brush poly and Green Forest double brush poly. All right, so sage plaid French terry, and you'll be able to find some examples of that one sewn up in our group too if you go in and have a look. All right, I think you've seen this print before too. This is speckled in pink French terry. I'm gonna have to hold it up so you can get the full effect. It's pretty cute, huh? So that is a horizontal stripe, and usually I say you can change the stripe if you want to. So if you'd rather that ran vertically, I'd say just cut it on the side. But the thing with the French terry is there's very little vertical stretch. It's really just a little bit of give, and that's all. So I would suggest perhaps not changing this one because it's got that horizontal stretch that you will need to go around your body. Beautiful drape. It is the loops on the wrong side, nice and smooth on the printed side. I've got 2 thread options for you with this one because you just don't know where your hem's going to sit. So you can go with the pink 3560 or 1611. There we go, I'm matching down there. All right, river blue for this one, double brush poly. Sherby double brush poly. This one, purple orchid. This is a modal, and that is it for this one. Speckled in pink French terry. All right, I've got another French terry for you. This one is called Winter's Break. It's very pretty. Winter's Break in sage. Really sweet. Sorry about that big crinkled bit right there. So the loops are on the inside, nice and smooth on the outside. Horizontal stretch, not much going on vertically. There is your drape. Couldn't find a matching thread for this one. We just didn't quite have the right color, but we matched it up with pink bamboo for those flowers there, which is really pretty. Off-white rib. What else did we do? Nude double brush poly, because there are some quite neutral tones in those flowers, and also light brown double brush poly, and almondine modal, and last one is a tinge of pink modal. which is really, really light. All right, Winter's Break in Sage. All right, let's move on to a different fabric base. We've got some honeycomb now. Honeycomb is like an athletic knit, but it doesn't just have to be used for that. This one is called Magnifique, and I'm holding it the wrong way. There we go. So you can actually see that's got a bit of a vertical line to it. This one is quite stretchy, so you might be able to change that. So there's your horizontal. Let's check out the vertical. Yeah, the vertical is pretty good. So if you did want to change that, I'm sure that you could. Beautiful drape. Let me show you the honeycomb. It's hard on a print to see the honeycomb. I'm not sure if you guys are going to be able to pick that up at all, actually. Or a little bit if I come in close. You see that slight honeycomb texture. All right. So really nice for things like leggings and exercise wear. But you could also make yourself a dress or a top out of this. It doesn't just have to be for exercise. So I put it with 849, which I thought was a bit of a neutral for that background colour. And then we matched it up with tan waffle and camel double brush poly, which is really nice, and the caramel cable knit sweater, which is really nice too. I love those. All right, Magnifique. This is a honeycomb. 2 left. All right, I have a brushed rib knit for you, and this stuff is beautiful. It's a little bit like the Ponte rib, and it has been brushed on the outside, so it feels really, really nice. It's 86% poly, 9% rayon, 5% spandex, 190 GSM. So it's not particularly heavy, but I actually think it's been brushed on the wrong side as well. So it will be lovely and cozy to wear. So stars on lavender. We have had a stars on navy before in this one, and it went pretty quickly, I think, that one. Just because it's kind of cozy, this fabric. It's a really nice fabric. All right, so there's your horizontal stretch. Nothing really vertically. And there is your drape. No matching threads for this one, I'm sorry. I think we've sold out of the one that might have matched. I put this one with ivory double brush poly, which is all the way down here. There we go. So that's it for that one, I'm sorry. Stars on lavender, brushed rib knit. It's lovely. Okay, so that brings us to our Lush Sunday special, which is a heartchi today. So heartchi is just another word for sweater knit. This one's called Finale, and I really like it. I quite like the colours, I think. So it's kind of animal print, but not your standard animal print. It's pretty, I like it. So it's probably slightly brushed on the right side. It's about 180 GSM. It's like a 96% poly, 4% spandex, about 180 GSM. So it's not overly heavy. If you're in a really cold climate, you'll need something long sleeved underneath if you were to make a jumper. I'm not in a really cold climate, and I would probably still wear something long sleeved underneath, like I do with absolutely everything in winter because I get so cold. It really depends on you. It's got really nice stretch horizontally, a little bit going on vertically, and there is your drape. So this one I put with thread 1000, and we matched it up with coffee, French terry, those darker browns in there, and cocoa, double brush poly, and one I've just thrown over here, camel, double brush poly. There we go, there's right there. Beige, double brush poly, and amber, double brush poly. I don't think this actually matches anything. I think she just liked it with it. All right, so this is your Lush Sunday special, which means, sorry, that it's a little bit cheaper just for today. So if you haven't tried this base before and you're curious about it, it's a good time. Or if you haven't tried Lush fabrics before, it's a good time to jump in. Okay, now, don't forget to enter our competitions on Facebook and YouTube. We have 2 $25 Lush gift cards to give away. All of these fabrics are now available on our website, which is www.lushfabrics.com.au. If you've made it to the end, thank you so much for watching. I hope you like this week's fabrics, and I'll be back next week with some more. Thank you. Bye-bye.